We got an FTW championship match, and it's Hook versus Roderick Strong with the Undisputed Kingdom. Are we still calling them that? I don't know.
I guess we are. Did they call them that, or did they just call them Bennett and Taven? I didn't catch.
I don't know.
You weren't listening.
But yeah, I wasn't listening.
Yeah.
I'll tell you when I got back to in front of my television. We haven't got there yet, though. But Roderick Strong loses, right? It was kind of nothing crazy, right? Kind of your standard Hook match. So afterwards, Hook gets the victory. And what did you think about this? Roderick Strong says, "Hey, shake my hand." Okay. So he shakes his hand. Don't know what that was about. And then Tony Schiavone interviews Hook, and Hook says, "Hey, this title was created." This is where I was back in front of my television. Was created 3 miles down the road by my dad. I'm paraphrasing here. By my dad. All good things must come to an end. I think to move on to bigger and better things. We're going to retire this belt. I want to give it back to my dad. Taz, who legitimately looked touched. Like, he's not that good of an actor. And he was like legitimately. Yeah, that was legit, like a real moment. They hug, they embrace. And the FTW championship is no more. So, Tim, let's get your feedback on 2 different items here. 1, Roderick Strong and the handshake. And then 2, Hook retiring the FTW championship.
So, Roderick Strong and the handshake, I don't know if there's anything specific to this storytelling, but I will say it's not out of character for an alpha male bad guy, right, to lose a match and be like, "All right, shake my hand," right, as a way to like say, like, "All right, kid, you got one." You know what I mean? Like, and they come from that ROH, like, we do this gentleman fight thing around here, right? So it's not out of character, right? I don't think it's something like specific. I do like that we got rid of the title, just because, what is it?
I love it.
Right?
Yeah, I love that we got less titles in AEW. That is A+. If anything from this show failed, at least we got the A+ moment of a title not continuing in AEW anymore.
So we need to do something dramatic, and I'm going to run T-Mac story time by you, right? Because it's not even necessarily T-Mac story time by you, but it's maybe I need Tom with the pencil here, right?
I already got an idea.
So Hook, after last night's promo, fine. He didn't fumble words, right?
I got it.
Right. I know you do. I know. But I got set up here. Other people
don't
know what I'm about to say.
All right. Yeah. All right.
Well, maybe some of the wrestling would know whatever and just pod do. They probably
Come on. All right, come on. I want to say it.
So, I mean, promo fine, right? But you would agree, he's not, like, the crowd's not like, all right, I'm going to run through a wall for this guy, right? So how do we, because our earlier ideas involved Hook never saying a single word. But if I give you the caveat of Hook has to talk, what do we do here? How do we change up his personality, his type, to utilize some promo ability where it doesn't sound so forced and just not real?
I would have him shut up. So that'd be the first thing. I know what you said. I wouldn't have him talk. This was good. It was fine. Let's not do it again. Here's where we're going with Hook. This is what I would do. Immediately when he retired the belt and he just walked off, like he didn't stay with his dad and Taz didn't walk off with him. That's a key point into what I think might happen. This is what I would do. And this is what I think might happen. If you recall, a certain tag team a week ago, 2 weeks ago, whatever it was taken out. And they were taken out, and right before they got one of their hands broken, the individual said, "Look at you. You're in the same spot you were when you started here." Well, who could that also go for? Maybe Hook? So Hook joining John Moxley, Pac, and Claudio Castagnoli would fucking
So that's great.
rule.
And that would fit the he doesn't say anything. Right, kind of what you're saying. Like it fits well in that storyline.
And
he could fit in the pecking order where he takes orders.
Well, and it also fits in the pecking order because one thing that the NWO, before they ballooned up and fucking jumped the shark, one thing that they did really well early on is they had almost everyone at a spot in the card, right? So obviously you had Hogan, And then you had Hall and Nash for the tag team. You had the Giant, kind of your mid-card, taking out Lex Luger, right? And then you had Six that would go with all the cruiserweights and go with Chris Jericho and Rey Mysterio and all that. That's where Hook could fit in, right? He goes up against your Willer Yuta, your whoever it is. And there you go. Now we've got we could do a whole fucking pay-per-view of Moxley versus AEW with there you go, guys.
So now let's say we get past that. And now that's all done. We move past that storyline. It's one of the all-time greats, right? Moxley tries to take over and he gets burned alive or whatever, right? And we save the day. And it's MJF, right? And we all love him. Now, did I just call it? Did I just nail it? Maybe. It's probably Eddie Kingston. Eddie motherfucking Kingston. No. So now we got to move Hook on and we want to make him cool again. But what do we like? Is it, I don't want to say stoner-esque or what, like, what is his personality that we could draw out that'll be a little more endearing to folks than just this walk around with the almost a McMahon walk? Because, I mean, like, he is cool and he is badass. So we can keep that. But, like, when he's like, I'm getting my tough guy New York voice, like, it just doesn't hit, right? I lose all connection.
No, I agree. Yeah, and so obviously it would depend on where he kind of finds his voice within the group.
Yeah.
I would, though, have him in the same vein of a John Moxley with the flips and shits guys. Hook cannot do the flips and shits thing, right? At least we've never seen it. John Moxley,
but if
obviously,
I catch you.
Right. And John Moxley does not do the flips and shit things, but he can do a match with Eddie Kingston against the Young Bucks, or he could take on Kenny Omega. He's that guy for those people. So when it is Private Party or it is like, I'm not saying you're not going to push him to the moon. One, he's too young.
Yeah.
Two, he doesn't have the move set to where you're like, holy shit, did you see X move? And three, he can't.
And he still doesn't have a thing. He doesn't have like a line. He doesn't have a, you know what I mean? He doesn't have a swagger that we're all like we're trying to mimic or anything. We all recognize he's cool.
Yeah, exactly.
But, like,
so
it just,
I would have him be the grit, determination, in the gutter type of wrestler, not to the extreme of a Darby Allin, but in that same vein where you're like, hey, this motherfucker might drop someone on their head and not care that he did it. You know what I mean?
I would love it if he kind of took that as like I'm taking out the flips and shits guys. It's one of those like, look, I'm not in there to flip with you. You start flipping around. Let me catch you one time.
I'm going to throw you.
You're not flipping again for 3 months. I'm breaking your fucking leg.
Right. So now I'll use this analogy, but I do not mean for this to be who he actually turns into. But think of it similar to Chris Benoit, where Chris Benoit couldn't fucking talk, right? Chris Benoit did a diving headbutt, but let's be honest, he wasn't doing the 450 splashes or anything like that. But you all knew when Chris Benoit was in a wrestling match, he was going to probably fuck
This is
you
another
up.
tough
You
one.
know what I mean?
Do we know, is Chris Benoit's real name was Chris Benoit? Was that?
No idea. I don't want to know.
It's just, well, that's the thing. It's like, it's again, one of these hard, because you have to be like Chris Benoit, the TV character, the television character.
TV character. Yeah.
We want him to be like the television character.
The TV character, 100%. So yeah, that's where I think I would slot him in or let's even say a better example, Dean Malenko, right? Dean Malenko, you knew was going to fuck you up, but he ain't going to do, but he'll do a crazy spot, right? And Hook can do that, right? Hook throws Big Bill over his head. So it's not like he can't do anything, but he ain't there to get a highlight. He's just there to win money and win matches, right? So that's what I would do with them. But I think in the immediate, you have John Moxley put his arm around Hook and say, you're coming with me because you ain't doing shit with your dad and you ain't doing shit in this company. And then he's like, oh, cool. I like this.
Yeah, I would love if he almost unleashed him like a pit bull when needed, right? Like just get the Hook.
Well, and that's,
right? And he just,
if you remember the cool thing about Hook initially was when CM Punk said send Hook, and it kind of felt like, oh shit, Hook might actually fuck up.
Might come in some suplexing you all over the place.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, do that again, but now with a more credible. And again, Taz is very credible.
Line. Fucking take CM Punk's line, steal it, and just start using it. Be like, send Hook. Fucking
well, of course, CM Punk never had an original line, so fucking steal it from his bitch ass. I digress.